Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on the Friday night live stream Q&A from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about the markets. We're going to talk about cryptocurrency news in general. And I'm going to move crypto around for you guys. So jump right in, pull up a chair, get yourself a cup of joe and relax. Here we are again on Friday. All right, guys, so we're here again Friday night. Thanks for joining me. I'm nestled in my little lair here and have kind of been home most of the time for the last couple of weeks. You guys may be aware that I work from home, and so I don't go out that much anyway, but I do miss restaurants, and that's for sure. And I apologize in advance if I do get any work-related interruptions tonight. Those of you who are familiar and regular viewers of my Friday night live stream know that occasionally get a few interruptions because I'm on duty. I'm always, my work is generally from 9 to 5 on the weekdays, but, the office does call. I'm basically 24/7. They could call at any time, because people are people, and sometimes there's things that need to be done in the weekends and off hours. So that's what my job is, to be at the other end of that phone when people call. So anyway, enough about me. Let's jump into the markets because that's what's interesting. But before I jump into the markets, I will call out my friends that are here. Let's pop out chat. Let's bring it over here to the other side so I can talk to you guys. We'll go back over to Brave. And so Josh was first. Congratulations. Let's turn off my EOS Rebel for the moment. All right. So Josh was first. Grand Illusion is here. Welcome back. Haven't seen you in a while. Heard from you. LTC Perosi is here. Wonderful. Buddy Love is here. That's great. Semi Videos is here. Wonderful. Sean Bryan, great to have you. Arun Kumar, good to have you here tonight. Bat shirt. Yes, this is a bat shirt, by the way. This is a basic attention token shirt. I didn't get it from from Brave International. I just ordered it on Amazon because I like Bat, right? We all like Bat. We can talk about Bat tonight. Abo 90 2020. Scott Lee is here again. Always a pleasure. Crypto Don Juan is here. That's wonderful. A lot of emojis. I'm going to show those. For whatever reason, YouTube flagged that post, but I think it's pretty cool. Lona is here. Ranger is here. OMG, I've been trying to set up my Ledger Live and it won't let me. Haha. What do you mean it won't let you? I always love that. I used to work in tech support, and I would always, whenever people would say, I'm trying to print, but it won't let me, I'd always go, what do you mean it won't let you? It's like, it won't let you. Okay, I have uninstalled and won't let me log back on. Help! Exclamation point. It's not much I can do in a Q&A, for your situation as opposed to, let's see. Well, let's do CryptoDad, Ledger, Nano. I'm assuming you got a Ledger Nano X. Trying to set up my Ledger Live and it won't let me. Oh, God. Okay, let's do that. Let's do Ledger Nano X. Okay, so I'm going to give you this video. I'm not sure what you mean. Why is it saying that? That doesn't make sense. I'm assuming maybe you already had your Ledger set up and now you're trying to do Ledger Live and it won't let you Ledger Live. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Hey, when you Google Ledger Live, you get my video. That's pretty cool. At least on my machine. course, my machine is biased to me. Okay, you're trying to install Ledger Live. It won't let you. Reboot your computer. Reboot your modem. Uninstall, reinstall. Go to your Windows, right? Settings. Go to apps, right? Uninstall the old one. Ledger Live, right? Uninstall, reinstall. Go over to ledger.com. All right, go ahead and download the latest version clean, right, to your computer. Just download the standalone installer instead of trying to run the update in your within Ledger, right? Just download the installer separately and run the installer. Clean install. You can clean install Ledger by going over to your... I got off track here. I was greeting everybody. And now what am I doing? All right, so let's go over here and look at our PC. We'll go to our C drive. We're going to go to Users. The Birdman. Hey, the Birdman. I bet you got a question. So let me finish this off real quick. Rex K. That it'll be your name, of course. You'll want app data folder, which is a hidden folder. So if you don't see it, you'll have to go to View, Options, View, Show Hidden Files and Folders. Okay, we go into App Data, we go to Roaming, and then we roll down here to Ledger Live, and we can copy this folder out of this App Data Roaming folder and store it on a flash drive or something if you feel like you need it, but you really don't. You can just delete it. But what will happen is you will need to set up all of your accounts. So this one's pretty drastic, but it's a clean install. So if you are trying to install Ledger Live and it won't let you, then try some of these troubleshooting tricks. It's just like a regular piece of software. There's nothing mysterious or out of the ordinary about it besides the fact that it deals with cryptocurrency, but it's just like any other application that you have on your computer, right? Just use normal, common sense troubleshooting tricks. I'm tripping out tonight, aren't I? Anyway, let me say hello to some more people before we get too far into Rob Brown from Australia. Sean Beaver, hello. Ron, Mr. David, pleasure as always. Ron is here. I don't like bat soup, but I do like BAT tokens, right? Thanks, Rex, from Gregory. Thank you, Gregory. I appreciate that. BG from Kentucky. Awesome. Not too far from me in Michigan. Grand Illusion is from Idaho, which he considers number one. That's cool. I like Idaho potatoes and Idaho's beautiful state. Scott says he wants his stimulus now, but they won't let him. Ledger Live Mobile for iOS and Android. It's pretty cool. Yes, I have had occasion where my Ledger Live desktop goofed on me, and I simply switched over to my phone-based iOS Ledger Live. So I'll just quickly show you guys that you can run Ledger Live from your phone, and it has all the same features, right? I can send and receive coins. I can set up accounts. I can delete accounts. I can add apps. I can do all that stuff using the Bluetooth interface. You don't even have to have this guy plugged in, right? So there's that. You can always switch to that in a pinch, right? But I think most people find this one a little more difficult to use and set up than the Ledger Live. Like Ledger Live desktop is a little more user friendly. This guy, you gotta pair Bluetooth and stuff, which I mean, it's a skill in our modern day society, right? Pairing Bluetooth devices. It's not rocket science, but some people get a little hung up with that. But anyway, yeah. All right, so let's see what Three Birdmen is asking. I'm hoping it's a question. I hope you are well. Simple question. Is it possible to store Monero tokens on my cold storage Trezor, or do they need download and run the Monero ledger and software to transact? I'd like to store them on main Trezor. Let's see. I know that... so if you are... let's open up the Monero wallet. I will connect it to... Let's see. Why is it acting like it's the first time I've ever run it? Eek. Whatever. Ugh, this is bizarro. Okay. See, I got interrupted by work. Okay, great. Thank you. Gosh, why is this doing it to me? Oh well. All right, so it's acting like it's the first time it's ever run. So oh well, c'est la vie. All right, so okay, so we can from here we can create a new wallet. And wait a minute. That's not what I wanted. How do I go back? This thing's killing me. I'm sorry. Okay, so you say you would like to try to use it with your Trezor. So if we say create a new wallet from hardware, here we can choose between Ledger and Trezor. All right. So if you if you have just installed the Monero desktop wallet for the first time, and I'll show you real quick here it's on getmonero.org. There's a lot of false Monero sites, right? You got to really be careful because Monero.com is not like where you get Monero wallets from. I don't know what that is. But there's also a Monero.org. You don't want to mess around with that one. That's like a Trojan site, right? We don't want to mess. It has to be getmonero.org, right? And then you can download the latest version of the wallet. Just download the desktop-based wallet, right? The GUI wallet, right? There we go. I would recommend the full Windows installer over the this is just the EXE, right? When you use the full installer, it walks you through the process. It asks you where you want to put it and blah, 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 blah. And you run, it's like a regular, software installer. And when you're done, you've got, a Monero in your Windows. LM, right? Right there. Right, so you can just download the installer, run it, all that stuff. You can do the verification, but it's not like strictly required. Just make sure you're at the right website, right? You're not downloading some freaky faux version of Monero, right? I got some good videos on Monero, right? If you want to walk through on, whoops, come on, Rex, you can do it. Monero, right? I've done quite a few Monero videos. So use the latest one. All right, the latest one would be how to store Monero, best way of Monero. There's one for 2018. Why are they not showing more? Let me get you the latest one, which would be the most helpful. Let's see where we are here. Let's go over here. There, let's do that. Okay. Let's do Monero. Okay. Now these are all of my videos. This one, right? This is the latest version. I think there may be a little bit higher version. Update Monero. It basically walks you through the install of the latest version of the Monero wallet. But like I said, when you've got the Monero wallet installed and you run it, it's going to take you to this screen, right? And it'll ask you to create a wallet. So what you want to do is create a new wallet from hardware and tell it you want to use your Trezor, Okay, so you're not going to really need to use the Trezor interface. The same with Ledger. Now, I'm not sure how it works on the Trezor. If you have to, I think what happens in the Trezor is they may just take you here. Let me see. You know what? I felt like Captain Kangaroo. I'm 57. I don't know how many of you people used to watch Captain Kangaroo when you were a kid, but I used to love to watch Captain Kangaroo. And whenever he was looking for something, he would go over to his toy box, right? He had this toy box, and he would just like he would pick things up out of the toy box and just throw things over his shoulder. Loved old Captain Kangaroo. But anyway, I was rifling through all my stuff and I found my Trezor 1. I think it's Trezor 1, whatever it is. Let's just go ahead and plug it in. Whoops. Boy, I did go blurry that one, didn't I? Come on. Okay. That was crazy. Alright, so it's locked. Let me put in the pin here. What are we doing here? Okay. Is that going to open for me? Okay, it opened for me. What do you know? All right, so I entered the PIN on my device, and the computer's been acting weird ever since I upgraded to the latest version of Windows. A lot of stuff is like acting like it's the first time I've ever done anything. Okay, so we got to Trezor. And is it going to let me create this wallet or not? Let's go back. Create new wallet from hardware. Yeah, it's dim. Choose your hardware device. Trezor. It's not lighting up here. Let's go ahead and go to Trezor. Crypto exchanges. There. Trezor. Let's see what Trezor wants me to do. And this should... Okay, so the Trezor sees my model here. Let's go to XM. They don't even have it. Okay, right. So they don't have an interface for Monaro. So yeah, you would definitely have to do it through the Monaro Wallet interface. But for whatever reason, it's not... Okay, oh, maybe it doesn't like this wallet name. There we go. Because I already had that name in there. Let's call this Monaro Trezor. Alright, whoops. Alright, so I've got the Trezor plugged in. I'm going to hit Create Wallet, and we'll see what happens. Alright, and there, it's asking me a question. Let's see, I don't want to leave it hanging too long. Do you really want to export the watch only? Yes. Alright, there we go. Alright, now we'll set up a password for this guy. Alright. Alright, we'll hit next. I usually do the recommended, which is runs the node in the background. That's fine. Hit next, and there we go. So it's connected to my Trezor. It's going to store it in my my documents folder. All right, and then we'll hit Open Wallet, and there we go. It's now it's connected to this Trezor. So what's going to happen when I make a transaction? Now it's going to ask me to verify on this device. So you'll notice that when I tried to create the wallet, it wanted to export the key. So I had to say yes to that, right? So always pay attention to your device. Whenever you're interfacing with a wallet and you're doing something, always kind of keep an eye on what your device is asking you, because sometimes the device is asking you to do something and you're like, in other words, it was sort of spinning there waiting to create the wallet, and if I hadn't been paying attention to the device, I would have thought something's wrong. What's going on? It's not like moving to the next step. Well, sometimes it wants you to make a decision on this device, right? Let's bring this guy up here, just you guys. Oops, doop-a-doo. Actually, this this little thing is, whoops, why is it ups? Oh, okay. Yeah, this little thing is more for a ledger. But anyway, I'll show you next time, right, when it asks me, if it asks me anything, right? So right now, this is the first time I've opened this wallet, but it's not the first time I've synced to the Monaro blockchain. So if this is your first Monaro blockchain-based wallet on your computer, it will take quite a while to sync up to the Monaro blockchain. Now, when you're first installing the wallet, it gives you some options. You don't have to do the full sync. You can do the secondary sync, but I feel it's more secure when you're using Monaro to let it do the full sync, because when you do the partial, where you don't download the entire Monaro blockchain to your device, then you're sort of relying on other nodes to give you the current state of the Monaro blockchain, which could be, you never know, right? It's better to have the entire blockchain downloaded to your own device, right? We could buy a little Monaro and store it in this device. Let me see how things are going here. I don't know which step you got stuck on, the Birdman. The Birdman. The Birdman. Okay. Ranger275 said, it brings me to a screen that says restart with a bunch of numbers. Sorry to do this on your live stream. It was fine until my last update. Download. Yeah, I hate that when you're downloading and updating. So Ranger, I'm going to flip over to you real quick. Instead, don't do the clean install unless you have to. Maybe just exit Ledger Live, reboot your computer, get a fresh start, and then go to Ledger Live, download the installer, rerun the installer clean. Not a clean install, but just rerun the installer without having Ledger Live launched, right? And let it run the update and update your copy of Ledger Live. Hopefully when you launch Ledger Live after that, you won't get that weirdo error message with all the numbers. I know that some people have been having trouble with Ledger Live 2.0, but they do have a 2.0.1, which will be what you would download from Ledger. So maybe try that, and you'll get past that crazy fail screen. But you're not the only one that's had that. You might want to take a look at your computer. A lot of problems that occur with software are environmental, which means that it's a fancy way of saying it's your fault, right? Or it's not your fault, but it's your device's fault. It's your setup fault, right? You may not have you may have some corruption on your hard drive. You may not be running the very latest version of Windows 10. You may have gotten Windows 10 into a weird state where it's not fully updated, right? You're running like a version of Windows 10 that's like a few versions back, and it's not fully updated, right? Even if you're not running the latest version of Windows 10, which at the moment is 1901, if I'm not mistaken. Let's look at that. Where are we? Yeah. Oh, okay. 1909, right? That's the latest version of Windows 10 right now. But before that, I was running 13 or 1803. So you might be running 1803, and it's not fully got all the latest 1303 updates, because within every version there are patches and updates and security updates. So you may be in a weird situation where whatever version you're running is not fully compatible. So consider running, getting your version of Windows up to date all the way, right? And so to do that, you would go to Settings, Update and Security, and check for updates, right? No matter what version you're on, you might need to get some kind of updates, maybe security or whatever. I'm up to date, right? So that could be the issue. If you're running Windows 8, I would update to Windows 10. God forbid if you're running Windows 7, please update to Windows 10. You might be on a Mac, I don't know. There's lots of things that could be going wrong, right? Or it could be that your hard drive is about to fail, right? You've got a fragmented disk. There's all kinds of little things that developers, when they test software, they can't account for every eventuality, right? They might miss that one, like he's only running Windows 8 and his hard drive is compromised or failing, and we didn't try on that scenario, or he's got a Dell and he's got the these 3 different softwares are installed that are interfering with So there's so many things that could be going on with your computer. All that stuff that launches when you run your computer, when you first boot up, maybe try, quitting all that crap. I've sat down in front of people's computers and they've got all kinds of bloatware that runs on their computer that they really don't need, but somehow it got installed. Like when you're downloading and installing free software, a lot of times there'll be bloatware attached to it that'll say, oh, as long as you're downloading this free software, download mycoupons.com, for free coupons. And you got all this stuff running on your computer and you don't even know what it is. Go through your browser in your extensions and make sure that that there are no extensions running that you don't even know what they are. Like you look at it and you're like, what is this? My coupons. Or go to your, what do we do here? We go to our apps and just scroll through your apps and find stuff that doesn't belong in there. You're my bonus coupons, whatever. Any app that's hey man, what is that? Or there's a lot of utilities that get installed on your computer, computer check, all this stuff, and you're like, I don't remember buying that or whatever. Just clean out your system and maybe try after that to run your Ledger Live update, right? So here we are back with Monaro. We got a fully synchronized wallet. We got a 0 balance, and it's connected to this Trezor. Right? So, but let's go ahead and close this, right? I'm just going to close the wallet. I'm going to stop the daemon. Or demon. I think it's pronounced demon, right? Let's launch Monaro again. And okay, so there it is. It wants me to enter the password for Monaro Trezor. That was the last wallet I had open. Now, it just opened, right? I guess because it was already unlocked. So, whatever. But every time you open that wallet, you might need to verify the public key export on this device, right? All right. So I hope I got the Birdman past his stuck point. All right. Why do people speak so passionately about not your keys, not your crypto? Isn't security on exchange stronger than what an individual can achieve on your own with a ledger? Very, very good question, Sean. Why would we worry about my keys? I'm going to speak to one of your last points, and it was sort of like, okay, don't the big boys, the powers that be, the exchanges, can't they do a better job than me or you, right? Let's speak to that point. We live in a society where we depend on large technology companies for so much, right? I've harped about this many times. If you lose your ATM card, you just run to your bank with your tail between your legs and you tell them, oh, I lost my ATM card, and they give you a new one, right? If you lose your driver's license, you go to the DMV, and you'll get a new driver's license. If you forget your password to your Twitter account, you'll go on and you'll do a reset, Or if you forget your password for your Facebook account, you'll go on there and you'll say, I forgot my password. I had an acquaintance that I worked with, and every time I was helping him, right? And every time I would go on, he'd say, oh yeah, you need to go to such and such a site to, check that. And I would say, it's asking for your password. He would say, just tell him I forgot. So he never remembered passwords. He would just randomly type in whatever to get an account set up. And every time he needed to relog back into that account, he would just say, he would reset his password every single time. That's no way to run through life, right? Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies take us back to those long forgotten days where we are responsible individuals that are account for ourselves, right? Mindfulness, carefulness, preciseness, right? We don't forget our passwords. We don't misplace our seed phrases. We carefully go step by step through setups, and we don't forget, right? So yes, I believe that I would rather rely on myself than a third-party exchange to have custody of my private keys, right? So having custody of your private keys for cryptocurrency, whether it's in a desktop-based wallet, whether it's in a hardware-based wallet like the Trezor or the Ledger, yes, it is your responsibility to make sure that you've set these guys up right and that you take care of them and you don't lose them and you don't forget your passwords and your pins and all that. Yes, definitely. It is a discipline, right? But if I have all my Bitcoin stored on Coinbase or Binance US or whatever exchange, and the internet goes down, then how am I going to transfer that Bitcoin back to my wallet, right? Or, my internet, not the internet. Or they get hacked and all of their accounts get emptied out and their insurance doesn't cover it, right? You don't know what's going to happen, right? Or the IRS seizes their servers because they say they're money launderers or whatever. It could happen, right? There's all sorts of scenarios that could happen to your crypto when it's stored on an exchange, right? As opposed to when you hold the private keys. So that is the discipline and that is the philosophy of all these, not your crypto, not your keys. Now, I'm kind of in the middle. I know that in order to spend crypto in the real world, you need to be open to storing your crypto on exchanges. I use Crypto.com on a daily basis, and I store crypto on Crypto.com. Now, a lot of times I will withdraw my crypto from Crypto.com for long-term storage in my own wallet. But there are also many occasions where I will transfer Bitcoin into Crypto.com and then top up my MCO Visa card so that I can make a purchase, right? I want to buy something that's $500, right? I don't have $500 in my bank account. I'm in between paychecks. I've got Bitcoin in my Bitcoin wallet. I got $500 worth of Bitcoin, and it's an emergency and I need it. I will transfer it into my Crypto.com account and top up my card and make that purchase, right? So yes, we definitely need those big boys out there. And if you're a day trader, of course you want your crypto on an exchange. You can't be wasting time moving it back and forth when you're trying to make those time-sensitive trades. Anyway, good question, Sean. I like that question. How do I install XRP on my ledger? Mike wants to know. I didn't see Birdman after that. There he goes. Change wallet name. Yeah, did you see what I did there? The wallet. The reason why it wouldn't let me create that wallet was because it gave me a suggested name based on my Windows ID, but it was already in there, right? It wasn't going to allow me to create a brand new wallet with the exact same name. So let's see. We can go back to that, right? Create new wallet from hardware. It's not going to allow me to create this wallet until I give it a unique name, right? New wallet, right? And choose a device, right? I can choose Ledger. There's no Ledger connected at the moment, I don't think. Or Trezor, right? And then I can create the wallet. So there you go. All right, let's go back here. Then we can go back to open wallet from file, and then we can go to this Monaro Trezor and re-put in the password. All right, and there we go. And then it takes a minute, the daemon starts, and it syncs and everything. All right, so I hope I covered your question. So let's go to Ledger Live. And how do I install XRP? Well, the first thing I do is I have to go over to the manager. Right? The manager tells me I'm going to disconnect this Trezor. Whoops. I was trying to connect the Trezor to the ledger. I think that would cause some problems. All right, so the first thing I need to do is connect and enter PIN. Right? It wants me to enter my PIN. So I'm going to do that. Oh, we forgot the news. Darn. God, we just jumped right into troubleshooting. We skipped over the news, to the charts, all that stuff. What happened to me? This is crazy. All right. Now it wants me to allow Ledger Manager on my device. Let me see if I can get this a little closer. All right. Right there. I'll hit both buttons for that. All right. And now I need to go to XRP, see, and hit install, right? Mine's already installed. I already have it, the app installed. So step one, connect your device, enter the manager, install the app, right? After that, then you go back over here, we hit add account, and then we had add an XRP account, right? I already have one. Right, you can see it right here. So it's going to offer you an empty XRP account when you do add account. Right, and then once you've got the account, it's going to be empty. It'll say zero balance, and then you can do a receive, and you can generate yourself a XRP address by going into the XRP app. Right, and there's that XRP advice address. Pardon me. It shows it on the device, so it's a fail-safe. Right. We copy that into our clipboard, and we use it as our withdrawal address after we buy some XRP on an exchange, and we want to store it in our own wallet. Right, and that's it. That's how you. Approve that. All right. Let's jump into the news real quick. I missed that. I skipped right over that, right? Some big news in crypto. Binance acquired CoinMarketCap, right? So CoinMarketCap, as you know, is that aggregate website where you can look at the price of the cryptocurrency market. And also it gives you charts, it gives you all kinds of stuff. It's where most people start. As you guys have seen many times, it's kind of where I start, right? Let's look at what Bitcoin's been doing. Bitcoin has been doing pretty good over the last week, right? So we were down here at about 59 on March 30th, not even a week ago, and then we went all the way up to 72, I thought it was. On some exchanges, it was 7,200 within the last 24 hours. So things are looking good for Bitcoin, guys. Right? It's kind of been in this range here, but quite a big jump from where it was, right? And this overall pattern, this from 59 up to today's price of 6,700 is an uptrend, right? And it's a little bit divergent from the S&P 500, right? S&P 500 was down on this day, right? And it was down today again. And Bitcoin was slightly up over the from this afternoon, right? So, and not to mention, but I will, all of these other cryptocurrencies are up for the week, right? Ethereum is up. Here's our friend Monaro, way up, right? Monaro was, where were we on 7 days? Yeah, see, Monaro was like, down in the 40s. And then it was up to like 53. Crazy, right? So Monaro's doing good. So cryptocurrency market is alive and well, guys. And then there's a lot of talk about, all of this money that's being pumped in the economy. It's all well and good to create unlimited free money out of thin air when we need it, but it leads to inflation, right? Larger the money supply, the higher prices tend to be, the less each dollar is worth, right? So that's called inflation. That's why counterfeiting is illegal, right? If you look at counterfeiting and you wonder why is counterfeiting illegal, they'll say, well, it dilutes the money supply, right? Well, that's exactly what pumping money into the economy does too. So Bitcoin is a 21 million limit on the amount of Bitcoin that will ever be created. So it is deflationary by nature, right? And that's starting to come into play now. I think people are starting to get that. In addition to that, and I don't have the article in front of me, people are having a lot of trouble finding gold. So what's happening is people want a safe haven, and the people that are in the know recognize Bitcoin as a safe haven, are getting into Bitcoin. They're calling it now the poor man's gold, right? Because no one can get their hands on gold right now. There's huge shortage of physical gold due to all of this, COVID-19 effect on the economy, right? All right, and so okay, Bitcoin extends rally as trading volume for CME futures hit 3-week highs, right? And by the way, guys, check out the description of my video for affiliate links. What have I done here? Oh, this video. Affiliate links for Crypto.com, Ledger, Brave, Binance US, and all of the news stories that we're talking about. So you've got links. You can read them and digest them on your own when you've got plenty of time. All right, so don't forget to check out all of the affiliate links and all of the article links in the description down below. I spend a lot of time fixing and formatting this every week, so I do it for you guys. So don't forget to check it. All right, and where were we? We were looking at this. According to this, the CME futures have this is almost 300% from the previous day. Thursday's spike in trading volume. So there was a big spike in trading volume of CME futures, Bitcoin futures. So getting some attention, guys. So check it out. Bitcoin is alive and well, as I just said. All right, and let's see, Bitcoin bulls. Okay, there's an article here that says Bitcoin bulls may take the price up to 8,000 amid the oil glut. Right, the drop in oil prices could affect Bitcoin. So there are a lot of things going on in the economy that are favorable to Bitcoin. Right, the low price of oil. The difficulty in obtaining physical gold, the amount of money that's being pumped into the economy with all of these rescue packages, all of these are bullish for Bitcoin if you're, if you've got your thinking cap on, right? So if oil is so low for all this time, it's, people are going to turn to Bitcoin. I guess that's the gist of this particular article. So pretty cool stuff. And I talked about BINANCE, which is I believe it's the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world, has acquired Coin, I can't think of the name here, CoinMarketCap website, right? They might use the website to filter some traffic their way, but they're not going to, completely take it over, right? And then here's a little blurb from the CEO about the acquisition. So pretty cool stuff. Let's wish her that. Thank you. Have a safe trip home. All right. So that's it for tonight, hopefully, unless the office calls with some new delivery. So you can check it out. Also, Crypto.com is doing some cool stuff. They've, for the next 3 months, due to the coronavirus thing, they're waiving credit card fees on crypto purchases. I just did a video on that this morning. You can buy crypto directly using Crypto.com on your phone and just use your debit card or credit card to buy Bitcoin, right? Pretty cool. And they're waiving fees, right? And then they also are giving cash back on food purchases and restaurant purchases and food delivery purchases. So that might be something you should check out as well if you're into the Crypto.com thing, which I am, right? You guys know I love Crypto.com. And as a matter of fact, I would just like to point out that Crypto.com has upgraded their interface. It looks pretty cool now. So when you go to the home screen, you get some charts now. It didn't used to look like this. They show you the top performing. They've sort of cleaned it up. It looks pretty cool. And then over in accounts is where you used to see some account information on the home screen. But now instead of wallet, they call this accounts, right? Because it talks about your different accounts, your crypto earn, your crypto wallet, and your MCO Visa card, right? All those balances. And they also have at the home screen, if you look up at the top there, they've got that little shopping bag in the top right where it'll take you right to their crypto pay. And that's where, you can buy like that food related stuff where you're getting that cash back, right? So if you go down to categories and go to food and beverage, right, hit done, you got all these restaurants and supermarkets and stuff. These are restaurants mostly. I think they got a different one for groceries. Yeah. Right, so if you do groceries, Safeway, and you can buy the gift cards through Crypto.com. They'll give you a code which you can present at the register when you're buying these things in the store. All right. Or over the phone if it's a delivery or whatever. And then as soon as you buy that card, they just like pop back the rebate onto your Crypto.com account, right? So you would not immediately on all of them, but on most of them. Oh, she's going up. Well, she's on her way to Santa Monica. Okay. You see that MCO balance there, that little small balance? That's where you get all your rebates and your rewards and stuff. So you get interest earned on your holdings that you've got staked. You get interest earned, on all kinds of things in this. So it's a great platform, and like I said, I store a lot of crypto on here because it's passive income, right? So I have my own wallet, and then I also have crypto on exchanges that I have stored as well. All right. Now I'm going to look at do some more questions, and then I would like to use CoinSwitch Pro tonight and introduce you guys to that. 55. Okay. Why won't my XLM wallet give me a key? Nano X. All right. Let's see here. Who asked me that? Crypto Moon DW is asking me, why doesn't his XLM give him a key? Okay. Well, first of all, you don't see the key. The private keys are stored on the device. They're invisible, right? And you can't create an XLM account, right? And we're talking about Stellar here. So when we go to Stellar and we enter the app, you have to use a third-party wallet, right? So you can't use Ledger Live. You have to use the Stellar account viewer. So we go over to Stellar. Well, I've got this link. All right, so we go to the Stellar account viewer, and then it says sign in with Ledger, right? Sign in with Ledger. Right, and there we go. I can read my balance right here on Stellar. This guy isn't going to show me anything, right? It's just going to, I entered the Stellar app, and then the Stellar account viewer does all the work, right? The private key is stored on the device. The public key is displayed here on your screen. So you can use this public key if you want to make a deposit, or you want to ask someone to send you some Stellar. You can also send Stellar out if you have an address to send out to, right? So their address, right? So that's how you manage Stellar on a ledger, right? You're never going to see the key, and you're never going to be able to add a Stellar account, right? So if we hit add account, there's no Stellar, right? There's no Stellar, right, in Ledger Live. It just doesn't work like that, right? The Ledger device will hold the Stellar private keys, but in order to manage that private key, you need the Stellar account viewer, which interfaces with your Ledger when it's connected to your computer. Right, that's how that goes. Also, I wanted to just briefly touch on this. This was last week. Someone asked me this, and they said, I am trying to send some Bitcoin Cash from my Ledger, and when I try to send it, the Ledger says this is not a valid Bitcoin Cash address. What's wrong? What's the bug? Is there a Ledger bug? It's not a Ledger bug. It is an address issue. All right, so let's check that guy out. Where did I put that? All right. So yeah, this is not a valid Bitcoin Cash address. Why is it telling me that? What's wrong with my Ledger? It's not your Ledger that's the problem, right? So basically what you're trying to do is maybe you your exchange has this address, and Ledger wants a one formatted address, right? So you go over here to the BTC, and it's already trying to get it. Okay, there we go. I wanted it blank, right? I can paste in that BTC address. This is just an example. This is a new format BTC address. BCH, pardon me. BCH. And we hit address converter, and it gives me the legacy format of that address, right? Which is kind of what this article is explaining. You'll notice they match, right? It's the same address conversion. So you can take any new address and it'll convert it. Let's try a new address. Let's try the legacy address. Let's see what happens there. All right, let's paste in the legacy address and see what happens. Boom. It gives me a new format, right? There, Bitcoin Cash, right? Which is that same address as this one. Is it QMQT2? Yes, right? So it's an address format issue. It's not a problem with the ledger, right? Bitcoin Cash has address formatting that needs to be, you can convert them. Now, if you do this, make sure you don't send the mother load before you've checked it for if it works, right? Always send a small amount first to make sure it gets from point A to point B before you send the mother load, right? And please don't send BTC to this type of address, and don't send Bitcoin Cash to a Bitcoin address, right? You will lose your cryptocurrency. All right. Anyway, just wanted to clear that up. And I still want to go over to our friends over at CoinSwitch Pro, because I've got some stuff that we can do. Hello. Why is it taking so long? Okay, there it goes. Okay. All right, so I think I put this article in the description below. Why CoinSwitch is the best site for trading cryptocurrency in 2020. You may or may not agree with this article, but it does have some compelling arguments for CoinSwitch Pro. Reliable, secure, the way that the address format, HTTPS. You can use CoinSwitch Pro to buy Bitcoin with a credit card, but it's not as anonymous when you do it that way. So he's got a couple of conflicting ones. He's got the anonymity for number 6, but he also has the buy Bitcoin with a credit card. But if you're buying Bitcoin with a credit card on CoinSwitch Pro, then you're not really maintaining your anonymity, right? So these are mutually exclusive, but you can use credit cards on CoinSwitch.pro. And it has a lot of coins that you can switch with each other. Has a pretty good user experience, which is great. I like this anonymity. I don't have to sign up for an account to make trades. Now, there are all kinds of leaks that occur that, the website recognizes me when I come back. So it's not totally anonymous, but it doesn't ask me for my ID. It doesn't do KYC. So maybe we'll swap some crypto. I don't think we'll do Monaro. I did some Monaro last week. Let's try something different. Oh, okay, so 3 Birdman, cool, you got it. Yeah, I was a little surprised too, because sometimes when you are using a Trezor, and like with Stellar, like when you go to Stellar, it'll like take you to the Stellar account viewer, because it's like a third-party interface. But it didn't do it for Monaro, for whatever reason. Okay, Ron, check your antivirus too. You may have whitelisted it. Yes. You might, we're getting back to this. What's wrong with my Ledger 2.0 install? It could be your antivirus. It could be your anti-malware. It could be the antivirus settings in your router, right? But probably not that. But that does come up occasionally when you're trying to download, kind of like off the beaten path wallets, right? Your router might not like where it's being downloaded from or what it's trying to connect to. So, but I don't think that's an issue with Ledger. But definitely the antivirus on your computer and your malware on your computer could be causing problems with Ledger, depending on your settings, right? $1 trillion stimulus jumpstarts project to ensure central bank currency on Ethereum. Interesting. Watch Rex on Brave exclusively. Pay the man. Yeah, Brave browser is what you'll notice that I use. Pardon me. 9 o'clock. You'll notice that I use 2 different browsers. I switch back and forth between Chrome, only because Chrome works best with because it's owned by Google and YouTube is owned by Google. When I'm like using my settings, right, I tend to stick with Chrome. It might work in Brave now, but I've had issues in the past with like functionality, and I don't know if that's a conspiracy from Google or whatever. It doesn't always work right in Brave, but that's why I use Chrome sometimes, because of the YouTube functionality settings for uploading and managing live streams and that kind of stuff. But day to day, I use Brave as my browser of choice. It blocks ads and trackers by default. And then you can earn Brave rewards by watching ads. And you can auto contribute your monthly BAT allotment to content creators that you like, right? So as you can see here, mine's kind of an auto allocation. You can see here I read Zero Hedge quite a bit. So they get like 20% of my monthly Brave allotment, which is not a lot, but it adds up. And so since I have claimed my channel on Brave, when you watch my channel in the Brave browser, they auto contribute to me, right? Or you're basically auto contributing your BAT allotment to my channel, and I have claimed that BAT, so I collect it every month, right? So yeah, I mean, I'm all for Brave. You can get paid to watch ads, and it auto pays your favorite content creators, right? So that's pretty cool. You can also give more to a particular. If you get here, I think you can. I don't remember where you do it, but you can. Oops! Now I'm all lost. What have I done? Okay. I think you can. Whoops! That takes me to the site. I thought there was a way to change the allocation, but I'm not going to worry about that. Oh, I don't know. There's a way to do it, but it's not that important. It may not allow you to do it anymore, but you used to be able to say, oh, I just want to give 100% to this site, whatever. You can do that, maybe. Can't figure out how to do it. Anyway, yeah, so if you watch my channel on Brave, then it benefits me. Thank you, Scott, for saying that. Appreciate that. Earn 5% from holding XTZ in your own wallet. Yes, I've got some XTZ in my ledger-based wallet here, and it's being staked, right? So I'm earning Tezos. Of course, it's not a whole lot of Tezos, so it's not a huge amount. But if it were $10,000 worth of Tezos, just earning money. It wouldn't be bad, right? Just sit back and let it earn. And it's stored in my own wallet, right? I control the private key. And if I wish to deallocate it at any time, I can end the delegation and sell it, right? But as it stands, I'm just earning. It's kind of weird because I switched it to I created a different account, but the old account keeps earning. It's kind of weird. Yeah, see, I'm still getting the allocation from this old one that I switched. It's kind of odd behavior, but maybe it'll stabilize once a few months have passed, or a month or two. Oh, the secret key won't load, therefore I can't proceed to sign in with Ledger. Okay. XLM Wallet. Thanks again. I use the Stellar third-party app to access your Stellar. and open the Stellar app on the Ledger Nano X, the secret key won't load. Therefore, I can't proceed to sign in with the Ledger. Okay, it's first of all, this is not the secret key. This is the public key. I know it's difficult to wrap our heads around this stuff, but I guess you're saying this won't load. Okay, so what happens with this site when you connect your Ledger? And I can't make it go out. It won't let me. It won't let me. All right, let's try this again. When you go to the account viewer, all right, and you get here, right? Sometimes this will not light up, right? So first of all, you have to make sure you're in the Stellar app and the device is connected and unlocked and you're in the Stellar app. And then it'll still be dim. It won't allow you to sign in with Ledger. So you've got to refresh your browser a couple of times maybe in order to get this button active. And once this button turns purple, then you should be able to load up the wallet when it's connected to your computer. It has nothing to do with going back to Ledger Live though. It's never gonna like load it up in Ledger Live if that's what you're thinking is going to happen. It's only done through here, and it is a little wonky sometimes. You have to refresh the browser a few times to get that button sign in with Ledger to light up, right? And so hopefully it'll work for you, Crypto Moon DW. What else can you stake on Ledger Nano X? I don't believe there's anything else besides Tezos right now. Hopefully they'll add some more. Cardano looks like it has to be done through the Daedalus wallet, and I don't think that's gone live on their mainnet yet. Still in testnet phase. Zengo wallet. Do I need BTC on my Ledger Nano S to make the S work as well as ETH? I believe you I believe you have to have the app installed on the Ledger. A lot of the apps on the Ledger depend on the Bitcoin app code for some reason. Even if you don't have any Bitcoin on the Ledger Nano S, I believe you need to have the Bitcoin app on there. Although it may have changed with the latest version of Ledger Live and the latest firmware, I don't know. But yeah, you need to at least have the Bitcoin app on there to run, to install Ethereum and Litecoin and especially Bitcoin Cash and a couple others. But it holds more now if you're running the latest. All right, let's make some trades. We haven't done anything tonight yet, right? So I've got some Bitcoin, but let's see what we can buy, right? So 207 coins. We can buy some ADA. We can buy some Verge. I'm not really into Verge that much. We could buy some BAT. Oh, I don't know. I don't mind buying some more Monaro, but I've already shown you guys how to do that. MCO, I could do that. I'm not really going to do that. OIMSI. See, you've got so many of them here that you can buy. Let's buy some Stellar Lumens. All right. So the first thing you need to figure out is, okay, let's get rid of this. I hate alerts. All right. So I've got some Bitcoin and I want some Stellar, right? First of all, let's figure out how much Bitcoin we've got. Let's go over here. We're going to use this account, right? So it's about $50 worth of Bitcoin, and I'm just going to buy. I'm just going to use part of it to buy the Stellar, right? So let's see, 0.003 will offer, right? 0.003. Will they let me? Will they let me buy that much? Okay, so it'll let me buy 482 Stellar with that $20 worth of Bitcoin, basically. All right, now I should point out that when I use CoinSwitch Pro, I always like to use my own wallets, right? I never use exchanges, right? I never sell or buy crypto on CoinSwitch and expect it from an exchange or to an exchange. I like to have my own wallet on both ends of the transaction. So as you can see, I've got the Bitcoin in my own wallet. And let's go over here to this guy. And I'm going to move some Stellar into this one, right? The same device, right? So it's a good exercise. So let's take this public address. That's my destination, right? So we'll paste that in there. And there it is. I don't need a memo field, right? Because I'm going to my own wallet, right? If I was sending it to an exchange, I might need a memo field. But I don't need a memo field. That's all I need so far. So let's hit exchange here. Right now it wants me to send the Bitcoin to this address. So I'm going to copy that into my clipboard. I'm going to go back over to Ledger Live. I'm going to do a send. All right, and let's turn this camera on so you can see what's going on over here. I'm in the Stellar app right now. Now I'm going to paste in that Bitcoin address. That is the CoinSwitch Pro Bitcoin address. That is where I need to deposit that Bitcoin in order to make this transaction occur. So we'll hit continue. How much Bitcoin? 0.003 I just like to always put a little extra in there in case. Because I told it I was going to send them 3. I'm going to lose a bit because of the fees. Or maybe they take it out of my balance for the fee. I don't know. But I always like to put a little cream on the top just in case. I may just be paranoid. I don't know. I could just maybe just do 3. But I'm just going to stick with the 3 too. All right, we'll hit continue here. There's the breakdown of what I'm doing. I'm sending Bitcoin to this address, which is the CoinSwitch Pro address. Whoops. Right, there we go. All right, that's the CoinSwitch Pro address. All right, this guy right here. All right, I'm going to hit continue. Now what's Ledger going to say? It's going to go, hey, dude, you're in the wrong app, dum-dum. All right, so it says quit the app on my device. I need to quit the Stellar app because I'm sending Bitcoin, right? I need to sign that transaction. So I'm going to navigate over all the way to quit. I'm going to hit both buttons. Now I'm at the home screen. Let's move back. Oh, that was Bitcoin Cash, I think. There. Now I'm in Bitcoin. I'll hit both buttons. Right. Now Ledger is happy. Open the Bitcoin app on your device. All right. Now it's loading up the interface. All right. Now I'm signing the transaction. Right. I'm sending the Bitcoin out. The private key is held on this device. The private key is what allows me to move Bitcoin from one Bitcoin address to another. Right. I control the private keys by virtue of my access to this device. There's the amount. There's the address I'm sending to on the screen of the device. There's the accept. I hit both buttons. Now I need to confirm the fee, right? Actually, I think the fee gets taken out of my remaining balance. I could be wrong about that. I might be wrong about that. Who knows, right? And then I'm done, right? And then you should see this balance go down to like 20 something. Or 30 something. Right? There. Now we can go back to the browser and just kind of wait for CoinSwitch Pro to confirm that I've made that Bitcoin deposit. Right? So notice how this all works, right? I don't ever actually move Bitcoin onto their exchange into a quote-unquote wallet of theirs, right? I don't have my own account like I do with Coinbase or Binance US, where I would, in those types of interfaces, you actually, there, it got my, right? In those cases, I actually have like a holding area for, say, Bitcoin, and I move the Bitcoin there first, and then once the Bitcoin has been deposited in the cryptocurrency exchange, then you can trade with it. But with CoinSwitch Pro, it's all done kind of on the fly, all right? I don't actually deposit Bitcoin into a quote-unquote wallet on their site. I do. It's not, I don't control it. I don't see it. It happens under the hood, right? I send a transaction. They receive it. They receive whatever I'm offering. And I can offer more than Bitcoin. There are other coins you can use as your payment method, right? I'm just happen to be using Bitcoin tonight. The Bitcoin goes to their exchange. They receive my Bitcoin, and then they put it in their own wallet or whatever they do. And then they make a trade, right? They are the biggest aggregator of all these different, they're big aggregator of all these coins. They handle it, right? They take my Bitcoin, they offer it in some under the hood transaction, and then they find somebody who's offering them Stellar. You'll notice there that they've got, see these different ones with different rates, like Binance, Hit BTC, Change Now. These, they're kind of interfacing between me and those exchanges, right? So I don't have to open an account, right? I just go to CoinSwitch Pro. I don't need to give them my name or my ID or anything of that nature. I just go to this interface. I tell them what I've got, what I'm willing to give them, or what I'm willing to offer in exchange for the cryptocurrency of my choice, which in tonight's case is Stellar Lumens, right? And it's awaiting confirmation. This takes a while, actually. This awaiting confirmation can take a while. Depending, you have to be patient with these sort of things. I know it's a little nerve-wracking, but you can hit track here, and it gives you an overview of what's going on. And you've got this order ID here. You can copy into your clipboard and paste somewhere safe in case the computer crashes in midstream. You can always go back and, according to this article, they have very good tech support. User experience, coins, or there was something about there. Here we go. Contact CoinSwitch 24/7 support to fix those, right? So good support on this site, right? And you can just kind of keep an eye on what's going on here, and it'll tell you that. Oops. Okay, it's. I didn't need to. Jeez. Okay. I don't know what's going on here. I screwed something up. Cool, thank you. All right. So the drivers are driving, and I'm keeping an eye on them. That tracking ID was auto-filled when I went back to this page. If it had not, if like I had left and came back or whatever, I could just paste that guy in there and look it up. But see, they already got it. Just gonna load that same one up again. Yeah, see, it sees it, right? So at this point, it's awaiting confirmation. So it has detected I deposited the Bitcoin, but now the Bitcoin transaction is confirming on the blockchain. Once that's done, it will tell me that it's in the process of exchanging the Bitcoin for the Stellar, right? Let me go back and see what people are asking. Okay. I copied the key generated and pasted it in the secret key spot. What secret key spot? I don't understand why you keep asking me about the secret key. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be flippant, Crypto Moon DW, but we're doing a Stellar transaction right now, so I don't know what your secret key spot is. What is the secret key spot? I like to know. It's set up now, I believe. Good, good. So we're going to walk through this Stellar. Yes, Crypto Kid. On CoinSwitch Pro, you can not every single coin for every other single coin in the universe, but quite a few, right? Right. You can see here that I can do many coins on the end, like I have ETC, I have ONG, I have Ontology, and I want Stellar, right? And, you know, that's not going to be much, right? That's too small. But let's say, you know, I've got 100 Ontology, and they'll give me 900 XLM. So there's quite a few that you can swap, right? This is more of a swap than actual trading, right? You're just swapping one coin for the other. So what I like is that I don't have to sign up for an account when I use CoinSwitch Pro. I think that's pretty cool, right? Not it's diminishing landscape of non-verified cryptocurrency exchanges. I'm surprised they still manage to get away with it. I'm not sure where they're based, but you know, more and more of the exchanges are having to do KYC to avoid regulatory issues. But CoinSwitch Pro will still allow you to trade cryptocurrency without creating an account, which I think is pretty cool. Now, pardon me, I'm hoping that this will get completed before we end, and you will actually see this balance go up when we receive the new Stellar that I just purchased from CoinSwitch Pro. Right? It's not gonna. It's what is it? Yeah, 3 BTC for 486 XLM. How many swaps are out there? Question mark. I'm not really sure how many. I don't know. It looks like about 100, maybe. Oh, 444 coins that they support. So it's quite a few. Right? Pretty cool. On this end, 203. Okay. So you can offer up to 444. Right? Is that what it was? Right. You can offer up to 444 different coins as your payment method, and then you can receive up to 203 coins as the swap result, right? So I don't know what the math is there, but it's quite a few swaps possible when you do this. And like I said, if you need to be prepared. So if you decide you want to buy some BNB, you're going to have to give it an address, right? You're going to need a BNB wallet. So you'll have to create a BNB wallet in order to give them a BNB address, right? It's just not going to. It's got to go somewhere, right? So let's say I want BTC. Whoops. BTC for Binance coin, right? And I use 0.005 BTC. Right, that's going to give me 2.48 BNB, right? But I need to give it an address, right? I can't just like do this. It doesn't store it for me, right? I need to give it a location to make the exchange to, all right? So be aware of that, right? Don't just like buy. It won't let you go to the next screen until you put in an address anyway. So you'll need to do that. So like before we were doing Monaro, right? We needed to create an empty Monaro address before we could buy some Monaro, right? On that Trezor-based wallet that we created earlier, right? And we would need to create a BNB type wallet. There are BNB wallets out there. Trust Wallet supports BNB. So I have Binance coin here. I could do a receive. but I need to share that address with myself to get it on my computer. Where are we here? All right, so that's my trust wallet address of my own BNB wallet. All right, and then look over here. Oh, please don't do this to me. You always do. Oh, okay, there it is. All right, so there's my BNB wallet address. So, and I don't need a memo when I'm going to my own wallet. Now, you could, if you were adventurous, deposit this in your Binance US BNB wallet. You could do it that way, right? So let's say that we decided we wanted to deposit the BNB. Where is it? In our account, right? We could do that, but we need both the address and the memo, right? So in this case, we would do the address, get rid of this, and the memo. There's the memo, right? And that would take this BNB and deposit it right into my Binance account. But as I mentioned, I'm a little superstitious. I like to have my own wallet on both ends, right? What if it doesn't get there? Then, is it CoinSwitch's fault or is it Binance's fault? I don't know. It could have happened. They could blame each other. I don't know. But when I've got control of both wallets, then I know what's going on, right? If anything weird happens, I can go straight to CoinSwitch and say, no, I'm not sending it to an address on an exchange. I'm sending it to my own wallet, and it hasn't arrived yet, and they'll deal with it, right? But, if I send from my own wallet to the Binance wallet, Binance might take a while to process the deposit, and then I'm freaking out. Why is it taking so long? And CoinSwitch will say call Binance, and Binance will say call CoinSwitch. So I don't want to be in that situation. So I make sure that I've got control of the wallets on both ends of the transaction. That's just me. All right. Well, come on, XLM. I want this to finish so I can show you guys how we did this. No, these are not all ERC20 tokens. There's all kinds of different tokens here. XRP, LTC, ADA, these aren't ERC20 tokens. Tron, EOS. So, yeah, I mean, this is a very versatile exchange, right? Or swap place where you can swap coins, right? They don't have to be ERC20 tokens, right? There are a lot of decentralized ERC20 trading sites, right? DEXs, but this is not really, it's not. Those are usually based on your own wallet, right? You trade within your own wallet using smart contracts. This is a step above that, right? So first of all, you don't have to use your own wallets. You could send them between exchanges, although as I mentioned before, I don't like doing it that way. Or you can use your own wallet on one end and an exchange on the other if you want. I prefer to use my own wallet on both ends of this, but it supports both, right? So you got lots of options with CoinSwitch Pro. We can track on both ends too, right? So I can look here. I can look at the Bitcoin that I sent. I can view it in the Explorer, the Bitcoin Explorer, and see it says unconfirmed. So it's not totally confirmed yet, right? So see, I can track it from both ends, and then I can go over to CoinSwitch and track it from their end and hit track. And it's kind of the same thing. It's still waiting for that last confirmation. How much is this exchange to Stellar going to cost? How much does it cost? It doesn't really give you fees, right? It just tells you, okay, if you give me 0.003 Bitcoin, this is my offer, right? And if you remember, there were several offers. There were several different exchanges, and they were offering different amounts, and I got the best offer. So what was the fee? I'm not too worried about that, but it's not going to be huge, right? Other places, so the fees are kind of built in to how this thing works. You decide whether or not you want to make the exchange based on the offer, right? Now you could go to an exchange and try the same thing, right? If I had a certain amount of Bitcoin in here and I wanted to buy Stellar, which I don't know if I can do that. Yeah. So let's say I wanted to trade, and it won't even let me trade BTC to Stellar. Oh well, but if I were to do that, if it would explain to me, I would see how much the fees are. They have like the taker fee and the maker fee and all that crap. I could calculate it down to the penny. I'm not that kind of person that gets that deep into it. I know a lot of people are like very penny pinching. They're all like, oh, how much is this going to cost me? Well, I mean, you could be in the middle of a trade and the price could fluctuate up or down, and it could cost you $10 more or $10 less. So I'm not really a penny pincher when it comes to making trades. I'm just kind of, here's how you do it. It's on you whether you want to do it or not. So there might be a website that it's still awaiting confirmation. There might be a website that goes into that a little more, maybe compares how much it costs you to trade on this site. But like I said, it doesn't really figure. It doesn't give you fees, right? It just it offers you a certain amount for what you're willing to send it, right? What is the relationship between the 24-word recovery phrase and the private key on my Ledger Nano S, please? They are different representations of each other. I know this may be a little... Let's look at wallets here, chapter 4, I believe. Or chapter 5. When you create a wallet, and this is more generic, but it does apply to the ledger. When you create a wallet, the hardware, and this, they got a treasure here, the hardware device will generate a long key, right? That's and that's not even the private key. That's just a random a bit key that it generates, and then from that it does some mathematical transformations. And then it divides up that long number into a table where it looks up those words and gives you your mnemonic code. In this case, we're dealing with a 12-word, but the ledger uses 24. Now, that seed phrase is a direct mathematical representation of this long key code. Now, after it generates that, it takes that and it feeds it into some more math and generates that long secret key. Now with the ledger, it would be twice this. I think it's 1028. But anytime I need to regenerate this key, if I lose my ledger or I wipe it or whatever, I can take this phrase and punch it back into my ledger, and the ledger will do all this stuff and create that key again, right? So this phrase is a direct mathematical representation of the private key on your device, right? And using these recovery words, you can recreate that private key at any time, right? That's why they call it a recovery key. So you can call it a mnemonic code, you can call it a seed phrase, you can call it a recovery phrase. There are many different ways to think about these words, but they can regenerate your private key. So they're just it's like going from French to English, right? It's the same thing in a different language. In this case, the mnemonic codes are there for human readable convenience, right? It's much easier for me to type in 12 or 24 words than it is for me to type in this huge, long 512-bit seed, right? There's a lot of room for human typos and errors and mistypes and all that. So the 24 word is a human readable format that allows you to recover your private key. So that's it. That's the relationship. It's all math. Still awaiting confirmation. Well, I don't have all night. It will eventually happen, and then I will get the stellar here, but it hasn't happened yet. What's that? All right, let me go back over to my stellar, because I'm done with the Bitcoin, right? So I can go back to stellar, quit stellar, or I'm sorry, quit the Bitcoin app. Let's go over to stellar. I don't know what it's asking that for. Okay, there's stellar. All right, now I'm into stellar. All right. Now, notice that little button is not lit up, right? It should be lit up. So I'm just going to refresh the browser. Come on, baby. You can do it. I don't know why it's asking me for this. Oof. Oof. I do not know what that one's all about. Oh. All right. Okay. Something weird going on here. All right. Let's try this again. I don't know what that is. Why is it doing that? Crest comes from Brave. Are you there? Take action on your security key to sign in. Well, I thought this was my key. I don't know what's going on here. Let me get out of this and back in again. Really don't know what's going on. I'm at a loss, guys. It worked earlier. I don't know why it's like not working now. I was signed into it. You guys are my witness. Ugh, Lord in heaven. Yes, I'm here. All right, well, okay. So let's go to Chrome. So since Brave is giving me a hard time here. Don't know what's happening with that. All right. Still doing the same thing. Now it's Chrome. Okay. Wow. Okay. Don't know what's going on there. I'm just disconnecting and reconnecting here. I'm gonna re-enter my PIN. Maybe this is what someone was asking me about earlier. I don't know. I'm in the Stellar app. Wow. Okay. Go figure. What is going on here? Touch my security key. Wow. Whew. It wasn't doing that earlier. I don't know why it's doing it now. So now I'm befuddled. Does anything else connected? No, I don't have anything else connected. Wow, okay. That is so weird. It was working before. It was working just fine before. All right, let's quit this again. Let's go back. Let's See, maybe it'll let me in. Nope. It is not letting me in. Do not understand why it's doing that to me. Do not understand. It's really weird. Because I saw it flash earlier, but it did this. Oh, let's go to an advanced wallet. Right? Stellar port. Okay. Yeah, this is like freaking me out. Why is it not allowing me to... Okay. Okay. As you can see, that's the address. Can't really see it. You can't see it. Yeah, I really don't know what's wrong with the Stellar account viewer. It's really POing me off. Yeah, it's just like so weird. I am signed in. Was this HTTPS? Yes. There's no sign in, right? Wow. Freaking me out here. Wow. Take action on your security key to sign in. Okay. Reinsert your security key. So I'm exiting and entering the Stellar app. This is Stellar. Ugh, and now this thing is messed up. God. My whole ledger just froze up on me. Wow. Alright, so, alright. So my ledger has frozen. Okay, so I pressed this button until it quit, and now I'm just going to press it again and start it up again. All right. Do not know what's going on, guys. I will keep trying, see if it lets me back in, because I was in here 5 minutes ago. No problem at all. Although I did see that little thing flash and then disappear real quick. So, and I was kind of like, okay, whatever. And now it's like, it won't let me. It won't let me. Alright, there I've re-entered my PIN code. Right? Alright, I'm back at the screen. I'm going to go over to my... I'll show you what I'm doing here. All right, so we're going to go back to the Stellar app again. All right, and we'll hit both buttons. And I'm in the Stellar app. That's my security key. And usually when you refresh this, that button lights up. There! It did it. Oh my God! What in heaven's name was happening there? That was the weirdest thing ever. Wow. Boy, that was really freaking me out. So, did I solve the problem? No, I just kept trying till it worked. Do I know why that happened? No, I do not. Let's see if it works in Brave now. Now it works in Brave. Go figure, ladies and gentlemen. I have no idea why it was doing that. But I kept trying till it worked. And this is just taking too long. It's not going to happen in a timely manner. I should have done it early in the stream. I would love to see this finish out for you guys. But apparently it's not going to. Okay, there. It's exchanging, finally. Something. And it's in the process of sending. So I'll hang out a few more minutes until it gets to my Ledger wallet, just so you can see this from beginning to end. See, look, it took 33 minutes. 33 minutes for this transaction to occur. Now, I've used this site, and it's happened in like 5 minutes. Sometimes, though, it takes a while, like 40 minutes. So you definitely have to be patient. Let's go back over to Stellar. And I'm like afraid to refresh now. I do not want to see, I don't want to have to go through that hell I went through. All right, is anybody asking questions, or is everyone else just gone to bed? Does CoinSwap have an app on the phone? I do not know that. That's a good question. I had to update my Ledger Live and restart my system. But this really doesn't involve Ledger Live, this Stellar issue I was running into. It's just a Ledger device issue. I don't know, maybe you had to update your firmware. For each Ledger Nano S, how many private keys are inside? It depends on how many apps you install and how many accounts you create. So every time you install an app, it installs a master private key for that particular hardware wallet. Right, like in here. So it's entirely up to you. It creates private keys every time you create a app, install an app, and create an account. So you saw me. Okay, here's that seed. Here's that master key on the Ledger. Here's the private key for my Bitcoin wallet, right? And here's all the private keys for the multiple Bitcoin wallets that I have. Here's the private key for my Ethereum wallet. Here's the multiple private keys for the multiple Ethereum wallets that I've created. Here's the private key for the XRP wallet that I have stored on my Ledger device. Here's all the little child keys that I can create if I have multiple XRP accounts. So how many keys are on a Ledger? I don't know. How many keys do you want to create on there? How many keys will it hold? I think it's mathematically, I think it's infinite, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that. But the master private key, there's only one of those, right? For each Ledger configuration. And for each 24-word recovery phrase, there's only one master key. But you can use a Ledger and restore it to different configurations. You can have multiple 24-word recovery phrases. Every time you reset the device, it will generate a new 24-word recovery phrase, and you can have multiple recovery phrases on one Ledger, but it's a little cumbersome to deal with. Better to just have one and have multiple wallets within that one. But the answer to your question is infinity. Can't wait till they make it easy to store your money. I agree. What is my security? That's the security key is this. This, as far as that site is concerned, this is my security key. It was treating my Ledger as a security key. So it was kind of weird. Right? But we got it. Ah, it's there. Hooray. Thank God. All right. There. So 512 XLM came in. Now, if you remember, they weren't going to give me that much. It was for something, right? But I sent a little more, so I ended up getting more in the end, right? So you remember it said I could receive 500 whatever, 400 something, right? But I sent a little bit more. I sent 2 instead of just 3. So I ended up with a little bit more Stellar. So as you can see, I sent the Bitcoin from my own wallet, right? I sent it out from my own wallet. I sent it to CoinSwitch Pro. They received it. They confirmed it. They made a trade, and then they sent it back to me, and it ended up coming into my Stellar wallet here. And the Stellar wallet The private keys for this Stellar wallet are here on this device. And I can read the public key and my balance here in the Stellar account viewer. And that was a lot of trouble to go through for one transaction. But you got to see me troubleshoot a little bit, right? And it finally occurred. And it took a while, right? How long did it take total? 35 minutes, right? So yeah, it's not like a credit card transaction. But once you own the crypto and it's stored in your own wallet, you're good to go. And like when I want to spend my Bitcoin and send it to crypto.com, it doesn't generally take quite that long. But it does sometimes. So you definitely, it's not like you don't want to be like at the register trying to buy something when you're transferring your Bitcoin. You want to prepare yourself, right? So if I want to buy something that costs $500, I will transfer the Bitcoin at home and wait for it to appear in my crypto.com account before I go to the store, so that I know that it's in there when I want to load up my card, right? So yeah, you're going to have to prepare for these things ahead of time. This is not like on the fly, snap, snap, like we're so used to, right? Maybe someday it will be. All right, guys, I'm going to head on out. Can you share the link I'm showing? Okay. You mean the CoinSwitch Pro link? Sure. I can show you. Let's go to CoinSwitch Pro. Copy. And I'm going to pop that in there. Right. Also, there's a link to an article down there in the description that tells you all about CoinSwitch Pro and probably gives you a link to CoinSwitch Pro, I guess. I would think that it would, but I guess it doesn't. I'm not sure what this does. Right. So there's a link to the article down below in the video description of this video, down there. The CoinSwitch Pro article. And then I just threw a link there. No, the one that explains the Ledger Nano S. Okay. Okay. Do I have that in this? I don't think I do. No. Okay. This one. Yeah. This is Mastering Bitcoin, Chapter 5. It's free to view. If you're interested in it, you can just do, you can Google Mastering Bitcoin. It's a book by Andreas Antonopoulos. And go to the GitHub link, and it'll take you to the GitHub repository for the book, where you can scroll down and go through any of the chapters. You can read the whole book from here. But you can also... You can also just buy the book if you want. Right? This is a great book. But it explains a lot of stuff. So, all right. Have fun with that. I can't help you with Facebook. I don't use Facebook. Sorry. You're going to have to call Facebook and see if you can get through to them since you lost your device. Can't help you with Facebook. Sorry. But thanks for asking. I have a good video on how to recover your Google Authenticator codes, but I don't really cover Facebook. I'm not a big fan of Facebook. Google Auth. This one. Check out this video. Hopefully that will help you get on the right track. But I'm sure there's a way. Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. And today I'm going to show you what to do with your Google Authenticator when you've completely lost your phone and you have no backup. Here's what to do if you lose access to your Facebook account due to their broken well, that's different. I turned on two-factor and now I've lost my phone. Why don't you check out that article? Maybe that'll have some more concrete advice for you. I'm assuming you didn't print out your recovery codes. If you can't try these ways to get back in your account and add a new mobile phone, try recovering it. Oh, once you've logged on, put in a new phone, blah, blah. I guess you don't have your backup codes. Yeah, they would take you to a link to their stuff. Eek! Facebook! Ah! On my computer. Yuck! Turn it off, please. All right. Gotta go, guys. Don't forget, we do this every Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join me again for the live Q&A from Michigan, where I'll take your questions, try to get them answered, talk about Bitcoin, talk about the news, talk about the markets, move crypto around, and troubleshoot on my own from the comfort of my home. Hope to see you again next week. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me and hope to see you again soon.